Hey Ryan, what all do you take with you when you go plane spotting? Well, that's a good question. A coworker asked me that just this last week, and I figured I would do a video of the equipment or the gear that I bring with me. Now, it's important to remember that I've accumulated all this stuff over 5 years. This isn't anything I just went out and bought overnight. It's too expensive. Anyways, let's get into the gear. As stated in the intro, I have accumulated this gear over 5+ years. I will not go into detail on the gear in this video. This video is meant to show my general gear, not a detailed gear review. However, if you have questions about my gear, ask in the comments and I'll reply. I will also include some plane spotting clips that were taken on this same day as we move along. So the most important thing when plane spotting is your camera. I just recently changed over to the Sony ecosystem from the Nikon system. Now don't get me wrong, Nikon was great. I had a Z6 II and it was great for photos, but I wanted more for video. And the Sony autofocus, especially on this A6700, is just incredible. So that's why I switched. I'm slowly switching everything over, and right now the lens that you see on it is the Viltrox 56mm. It's a cheap lens comparatively, but it does a really great job, especially for like close-ups, portraits, stuff like that. So that's a lens that I'll probably use when I'm at like aviation gatherings, maybe some air shows when I'm doing up-close stuff. This next lens here is just the kit lens that came with the camera, the 16 to 50mm. Nothing special about it. Again, it's just the kit lens that came with the camera. And then the one that I use the most is this Sigma. It's the 100 to 400. And again, these are all for the Sony E-mount APS-C systems. And of course, I bring the extra batteries for the camera. And then you also got to have your strap, so that way you can carry your camera around. However, most of the time you're holding your camera when plane spotting, at least where I go. So that's the camera. Alright, and some other basics. Binoculars. That way you can see what's going on. Then I've got a scanner here to monitor all the tower frequencies and whatnot. This is a Uniden scanner. There are so many options of scanners out there, but this was the most cost-effective. And I just need it to monitor air frequencies. I don't need it for anything else or anything fancy. You know, they got some scanners out there that are over $1,000, and that's just ridiculous. I think I paid around $100 for this on Amazon. And then you got to have the iPad. I use the iPad to monitor Flight Radar 24, so I know what's all coming in and what's leaving. That usually gives me a heads up along with the scanner. And then you got to have battery packs. If you're out here for a full day, you got to have battery packs to charge the iPhone, iPad, scanner, batteries. These battery packs are lifesavers. One thing you don't want to forget is a hat of some sort. Ideal conditions for plane spotting usually means that the sun is out, and the hat helps. It helps you helps you see through the viewfinder and everything, and it also protects you from the sun, which is really important, especially if you're out plane spotting all day like I usually do. So the next cameras that I use are GoPros. and I do use the GoPros actually quite frequently. I get a lot of my B-roll for my videos from the GoPros. I got two different GoPros here, and not exactly sure which ones they are. I know one's a Hero 9 Black, and the other one's an older, either a 7 or an 8, and always extra batteries for those as well. I use these a lot and mount them on my truck. And the way I mount them on my truck is with these small rig brackets. I'll mount them anywhere on the back of my truck, as you see here. And I can angle them any which way, position them any which way, or anything like that. So that's where a lot of my B-roll comes from, is from the GoPros. And sometimes the main video will come from the GoPros as well. But they're mostly used for like B-roll. Now I showed you the small rig bracket. I actually have two of those. And I also have this other little bracket here. It is also a small rig bracket. I use that one mainly for like mounting my shotgun mic. When I'm trying to get it up and out of the way, but still close enough to get all the noise of the airplanes and stuff going by. But those are the brackets, and then staying on with the bracket theme is the, you know, you always got to have a tripod, right? The key to videos is staying still, which is hard to do being handheld. So the tripod is the best option. However, I still end up trying to do everything handheld. This next piece of gear has become one that I am using more and more often. This is my iPhone 15 Pro Max. And when you combine it with the DJI Osmo 6 gimbal, the iPhone takes really good photos and videos that I feel are pretty impressive. Now for my audio, I use the DJI mic and the Rode Video Mic Go 2. I use the DJI mic primarily for audio when I am talking. Otherwise, I will use the Rode Video Mic, especially when capturing the sounds of airplanes and the surroundings. Now both the DJI mic and the Rode Video Mic Go can be used together. I can plug the Video Mic Go into the DJI mic and have it wirelessly transmit to my camera. The final piece of gear we're going to talk about in this video is the cage that I'm currently using. This is a newer cage, and this cage is meant for large full-frame cameras. However, it does work with the A6700. I will eventually get a small rig cage or something similar that is meant specifically for the A6700, but for now this cage works.